How many balls do you have to keep in the air every day? For most people, there's plenty of different things we have to allocate time and effort for all the time. We want to have an amazing relationship, spend time with our family, go out with friends, succeed at work, pursue our hobbies, and all that, hopefully without ruining completely our health. It's so easy to get caught in the whirlpool of our daily lives, prioritize one area over another, and sometimes even completely neglect one of the things that are important to you. Luckily, there is an easy and fun way of getting an overview of your current situation so that you can make the necessary adjustments and keep going. In this video, I'll share with you a simple self-assessment tool that will allow you to get a visual snapshot of where you're at right now. Whether you're starting your journey of personal growth or you've been improving in some aspects already and you would like to keep track of your progress. I've been doing this exercise 2 to 3 times a year since 2022, and what I love about it is that it gives me a clear starting point to take action, as it shows clearly what are the areas I need to pay more attention to. But over time, it also allows me to see how far I've come and stay motivated. At the end of the video, I'll share with you a bonus step that you can take to make the most of this exercise. So, the exercise is called the Wheel of Life, and it is based on the concept that having a balanced life with all the core aspects in harmony makes you a more successful, fulfilled, and harmonious person. Finding a balance between the most important domains is paramount to achieving well being and contentment. When there's an area that is significantly lower than the others, it starts affecting all the rest of the areas as well. Imagine things at work aren't going great for you. This will probably get reflected on your finances, but it will also lead to stress, which would in turn affect your health and your relationships with your partner and family. So, the wheel is a circle that we're going to break in several segments which represent the core domains of your life. You can draw it by hand if you'd like, or you can download the template from the description. You can also do this exercise digitally if you'd like. There's another link in the description for that as well. So, the domains that are included in the wheel can vary from person to person depending on what's important to you, but normally the areas that tend to be included are health, family, romantic relationships, work, finances, friends, hobbies, physical environment, mission, and personal growth. Now, in my case, I also consider the level of happiness and beauty, which is how attractive I feel. Because at the time when I was doing this exercise for the first time, I had trouble with these aspects and I decided to include them back then, and I keep track of them until now. You can also add spirituality here. This aspect is important for many people. It represents your relationships with God, the universe, or other higher power that you believe in. It's not important for me at this point in my life, so I did not include it. If you'd like to add more areas than there are on the wheel, just split one of the segments into two like I did here. So what you do is you think how satisfied you are with each aspect on the wheel on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is not satisfied at all and 10 is completely satisfied. Take a moment to think what the number 10 represents for you in each area. Keep in mind that this is about your life and your goals, so make sure you don't compare yourself to others or to some social media standards. Alright, let's dive right into it. So, we're just gonna start with health, which is the foundation of everything. So, ask yourself, how do you feel physically on a day to day basis? What are your energy levels? Have you been doing all the necessary medical checkups? How much physical activity do you include in your daily routine? I'll give it a 7 because I'm quite satisfied with my health. I have a healthy diet and I have several self care habits, but I'd like to increase the amount of exercise I'm doing. So pick a number, draw a line, and color the shape inside. Next one is family. Are you satisfied with the amount of time you're spending with them? Are you giving them love and support? I'm gonna give it a 4 because I live in a different country, so unfortunately I cannot spend as much time as I'd like with them. Let's move on to the next area, which is romantic relationships. It's all about how happy you are with the relationships with your partner. Do you get along well? Do you know and understand each other's love language? Do you spend enough quality time together? If you don't have a partner, remember, this is about how satisfied you are with this domain. So, for example, if you don't have a partner and you are completely fine with that, you should give it a high score. I'm going to put an 8 here because I am really content with my relationship with my husband. I can definitely see room for improvement here though, because for work reasons, we're not spending as much time as we'd like together. So, yeah. This is something we should work on. Next, there's work here, and this is about whether you like what you're doing at work or not, whether you're satisfied with the working conditions, and whether you see career growth opportunities where you work. Mind that this is not about finances, the finances go as a separate aspect on the wheel. I'm going to give it a 6 because although I love my work, there are certain downsides to it now, and I can see how it can get much better. Let's talk about finances now. This is all about your relationship with money. Do you have a solid financial education? Do you manage to save money or does it always slip through your fingers? Do you invest the money you're earning? Do you make it work for you? I'd say it's a 5 for me now, because I'm pretty far from my goals in this area, although I'm doing my best to move in that direction. Let's move on to friends now. Do you spend time with your friends as often as you'd like? Are you satisfied with the connection you have, with the level of trust you have? For me, it's a 4, unfortunately, because my best friends live in different countries, so we just talk on the phone from time to time, and I consider this is not enough. Now, speaking of hobbies, do you regularly engage in some activities you enjoy just for fun in your free time? Is there an activity you've been willing to take up but haven't done so because you have prioritized other tasks? I'm going to put a 6 here because I would definitely like to dedicate more time to practicing the guitar and dancing. Next one up is physical environment, and this is a sore point for me. Our physical environment actually has a big impact on how we feel. Ask yourself, do you feel comfortable and cozy in the place where you live? Is your home nice and organized the way you like? Does your space promote motivation and discipline? Or maybe does it create a sense of peace and helps you relax? Now, in my case, I'm renting an apartment and I don't have much decorating stuff here. So it's practically bare walls, but most importantly, I live in a very noisy place. And I suppose country, because people here love to pump up the volume at the maximum when they're listening to music, and they also frequently have parties at night, which is very annoying for me because I don't handle noisy sounds well. It's very stressful for me. That's why it's a 4 in my case. Mission is about the greater cause your life is contributing to, the feeling that it has meaning to it. Do you contribute to the society in some way? How much do you help others? I will put a 5 here because I teach people as a job and I feel like I am contributing. However, I'd like to be able to help people on a larger scale. Next, we have personal growth here, or any kind of learning really. Have you been reading something? Are you listening to some informative videos or podcasts? Have you been acquiring new skills recently? Now, if you're watching this video, chances are you are interested in topics related to self-improvement. So you would probably rate yourself as at least 5 out of 10. I'm going to put a 9 here because I've been learning tons of information to be able to start this channel. But I also have other topics I'd like to be studying right now. This is why I'm not evaluating it with the highest score. And I personally also have the level of happiness, which has actually been a 9 for me for the last month, I guess. And I'm really excited about that. For a long time, I actually had pretty much everything a person could wish in their lives, but I just did not feel happy. So this point is very important to me. And I also have beauty, which is an 8 for me. I guess I could dedicate more time to it. So this is it. Now take a look at the shape you've got. Is it balanced? I believe it's not for most people, myself included, as you can see. In which areas are you doing good? Which ones are the weakest? Now, here's the bonus step I told you about at the beginning of the video. If you'd like to take it a step further, you could brainstorm the ways in which you could move each aspect up 1 point. Pay special attention to the areas that have the lowest score. Here are some of the ways that you could get better. Read a book on this topic, whether it's your relationships, your finances, or your personal growth. Include in your daily routine 15 minutes that you will dedicate specifically to the area you would like to work on. If it is about health, this could be a short cardio training or maybe stretching. If it is physical environment, it could be cleaning or organizing your stuff. When I did this exercise for the first time, I actually even wrote in a very detailed way plenty of actionable steps that I could take for each area. Hopefully, you've discovered something you were not aware of. And getting clarity is crucial to be able to take action. This way, you will be in control over what direction your life takes. And even if you decide not to take action for now, it will be a conscious and informed decision. After I completed this exercise for the first time, I felt motivated and inspired. I felt empowered because now I knew exactly what to do, and I felt in control of my life. And later on, as I did this exercise repeatedly, it allowed me to see how far I've come and stay accountable of my results and stay motivated to keep going. So I hope that this exercise has produced a similar motivating effect on you and that it will help you set goals and achieve them. Share in the comments your impression of this exercise, whether it was useful, whether it helped you discover something new about yourself. If you're new here, my name's Tatiana. I struggled with panic attacks for over 8 years when I was a teenager, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know anything about the concept of mental health. My parents didn't have any knowledge about this topic either. That's why they couldn't help me. I learned what I had been experiencing all that time only as a grown up. And when I realized that I could stop that, and when I did it, I felt so relieved. But at the same time, I felt grief. I realized that I could have prevented that had I only had the right knowledge, or had my parents only had the right knowledge at that time. This is when I realized that knowledge about mental health can save people's lives. Panic attacks was the scariest thing in my life, and I don't want anyone ever to experience that. This is why I share on this channel the information that I learned over the past 2.5 years from books, therapy, and my own experiences, hoping that it can be helpful for other people. So if you'd like to learn more about skills, tools, and techniques that helped me boost my mental health and allowed me to live so much happier life, make sure you stick around. If you liked the video, give it a like. This way I'll know that you're enjoying this kind of content. See you later.